What's up, folks? This damn savage scientist, Ed, the governor of the state of Swamp. Let me make sure this camera is in good good focusing and all that good stuff. Represent my dog El Jefe, the boss. Big salute. So, what we gonna talk about today? Well, let's get some people in here. Then we're gonna talk about what I'm gonna talk about today in this video. I just got refreshed some things. So yeah, I got the live stream rolling. All right. So let's get it open up here. So comments pulled up on my second screen. Barry Johnson, the demon moderator, is in the building. So y'all better not play around. So let me close up this tab right here because I'm gonna be using all this good stuff over here. See what I'm saying? So today's video is going to be about the BS that's going on in the tech world. You see all this blue stuff, this blue background going on here. Yeah, you know, Bradley in the building too. Big salute, brother. So let's get straight to it. So Apple just released a whole well, they just did a conference, developer conference, that's WWDC. They just put this. They just released a lot of different things that you could do in the in the Apple ecosystem. I mean, as far as the software side of things. So it's a developers conference. So that means that what we want to do, Gadget Goddess in the building. So what they want to do is make it so developers are aware of the features of the Apple products here. So and mainly they're talking about iOS and Mac OS. I mean, that's the two biggest products. So they talked about Safari a little bit. And let's start off with Safari. This is the big shocker to me with this thing. So let me share my screen here. We got some screen share action going on. And now you're watching the replay of this stream in real time. That's called recursion if you ever decide to get into that kind of stuff. So here we go. So y'all probably already got a little glimpse of what I'm gonna talk about after this. So first, this article. You know, I'm not an article person here, but I'm trying to get things organized. You see, after the last couple of screens, you had a couple of flat tires on the whip, so we can't have flat tires on the whip. So let's get back into this article. MIT researchers uncovered an unpatchable flaw with the Apple M1 chip. And I'm not gonna read this entire article. I'm gonna just get straight to what's important about it. So you know they just released the M2. So I had said Apple M1 chips have an unpatchable hardware vulnerability that could allow attackers to break through the last line of security defense. So what they're trying to say is that this is just some additional security that Apple decides to implement here. And let me put this comment up here. Bradley. But this is the comment I really want. No, this one. See that? That's the stuff that we got 12 people in the building here. 12 salutes. You thought I was about to say something stupid, huh? But here it is. So the savage could read. I read money. That's what I read. I read money freaking need. And I use word division most of the time. So I would say not dog house, dog fucking house. So that's what I'm talking about here. You know, it's just like boom, head blown up, mushroom cloud in the sky, 75,000 feet. You still seeing this damn mushroom cloud. So education at its finest. See when you got them degrees on the wall, holding your wall up back there, you know, even though mine not on the wall, when you got them degrees sitting back there, then that means that you is satanic. Shay Kennedy in the building. And the troll 3 Bravo. So back to this article. So So what they're trying to say, so what this vulnerability is about Apple Apple M1 chips with this pointer. Here it is right here. Pointer authentication codes. I don't know what the shit that is, but what I'm guessing it is just it's a hardware mechanism. These things are hardware encoded into the M1 chips that's gonna allow for it's gonna authenticate software, and that's basically what it's saying right here. So let's take a look at this. This feature makes it much harder for an attacker to inject malicious code into a device memory. So everything on a processor is done. Stephen Campbell in the building. So everything is done through memory. So when you have functions and stuff, when you have functions, so let's say you have a function that adds two numbers together. In assembly language, what actually happens is you have a call stack, and you have a stack of the data stack, and you have all this shit that is pointed to, and the software could access this stuff. So if you ever look into computer architecture or operating systems, the way operating systems are created, the way they when you hear stuff like whenever you have a blue screen of death, and you will see this big long number that normally start with 0x and about 16 other numbers. So what are we talking about is a memory address. And sometimes you could put a virus, you could put malicious code in that memory address. So that's what they're trying to say here. So this type of attack spill out in other locations on the chip. So what they're trying to say is that this is a last resort of security. It's hard coded in the chip, and no one ever used this to infect, destroy, mess up any Apple computers. So there haven't been any known uses of this vulnerability to create havoc. So we good, right? Good in this point. So MIT, that is, I mean, if you don't know what MIT is, it is a gangsta ass school. It is the gangster school. So MIT, big shout out to MINT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Massachusetts. That's how we say it in Swampland. So MIT, Institute of Technology. Look it up. 8 people in the stream right now. Salute to y'all. So what they're saying is that, I just talked about it being a hardware vulnerability, and there's no software patch that could fix this. Normally, when you have stuff like this going on, you would patch a vulnerability, like let's say that you have a buffer overflow issue going on, where not a buffer overflow. Well, you could use a buffer overflow, but we're gonna just go with something simple. Let's say that you're trying to prevent SQL injection. So let's say you have a form open. Let's create a form right quick. Let's say you have a form open here. Let's get a console open. And now let's just do an alert. Hopefully, well, it's an empty alert. I'm gonna have to get some code for a pop-up right quick. Text box. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put a text box on the screen. So when you run this, and see if I can put some text in here. All right, so here it is. So we got a text box on the screen. So in this text box, you type some text in here. And so what we want to do is prevent this from making it so you only could put certain things in this text box. So you could put something like drop tables, and that's gonna make it so the you actually telling the database to do some things here. So and this is the way hackers could get access to all the information in the database, and it's bad news for people who write this kind of stuff. So that's what I'm talking about. We trying to, so what they're trying to do is that's what we would call a software fix or software patch. So on the website, you won't even see them doing this, but on the website you would actually see them making it so you can't type in braces and semicolons and all that stuff. If it's for numbers, if it's numeric, we only want numbers in that box. So that's what that's a quick example of what a software fix is. So we talked about this Pac-Man guessing thing. So what they really saying here is that it was a brute force attack on the encryption keys. These right here, this let's see, let's go back up to it. All right, so right here they're just talking about so they're gonna guess these PAC, these pointer authentication codes. On the M1 there is a finite number of codes, and this article or the research doesn't really show exactly how many of these codes they have. So it could be 2 million, 8 million, 100 million. So what we're trying to do here is, hold on, got a text right quick. All right, so let's continue. So what we're trying to say here is that these codes could be, I mean, when they put these codes in the system, or when they put the M1 chip out, this stuff was hard coded into the chip. So now people at MIT got together and they just looked at it and say, hey, we're gonna try every possible combination, and we're gonna guess this son of a bitch. We're gonna get in here today. So I don't know how long it took. Could have took them a week, a month, a year. No, not a year, but because the chip only been out for almost a year. So we're gonna brute force this thing. And what brute force means is that we're gonna keep on hammering at it until we get in. So that's what they did right here with this, and they just called it Pac-Man, brute force in computer science. So that's it. And here it is. Since there's only a few, so they're just talking about what I just said. So there's only a few of these, finite number of them. So that's what I'm saying here. Only a finite number. God damn, I done screwed up the way this. So it's only a finite number, and they didn't use the word finite. So, and this was just a proof of concept. We got Baby Boy 2022 in the building. So what up, folks? So what they're trying to just say is that most likely you won't, this will not be anything that you should worry about. This is mostly gonna attack. I mean, this attack is only gonna apply to I would almost say targeted individuals. You know, don't worry about it. You have your M1 Max. Don't go thinking that you're gonna get hacked. You're gonna be okay. So let's move on to the next issue here. So right here, I just want to talk about this. So I've been publishing stuff on the community tab on my channel, and this is what some of the things I'm gonna talk about today. But this, as computer scientists, we tend to talk about things that's unnecessary. Well, that's not necessary. So here go a good example. I was talking about the WWF wrestler Kamala. And I thought, well, I looked at, where did this damn name come from? You know, you might not be a fan of wrestling, however you call it, but you should understand the correlation between two things here. So what they were trying to say is, we're going to create this savage character, and we're going to give it this vicious name. So if you watch them announce Kamala, they say he is from the nation of Uganda. So Uganda, and Uganda's capital is called Kampala. So it's almost like they took the K. Kamala, the word Kamala, Kamala, is just a play on the country that they say he's from and just replacing the capital with a K. Kamala, Kamala, Kampala, that's it. And here's a map of Uganda. Let's get a map of Uganda up here. The nation of goddamn Uganda. Here it is. And there is its capital. K-A-M, take the P out. Now you have Kamala. That's it. So let's finish taking a trip down this. So I did some investing in the Boxable company. Got a few stocks in that. So I talked about that. One day we could talk about that in detail, just talking about what Boxable is doing. And that's the tech fight I was in, the one that Septi and Patterson didn't show up to. And let's say California want to pay reparations for black folks. And I think that'll be good. Big shout out to California. Keeping It Tech, it was doing a live stream. I'm on Christmas. That's a long time ago. So here we go. Because I really want to focus on the polls I put out here. So here go a poll. I don't know who participated in this poll, but let's see. So what's your favorite programming language? Mine is probably C++, but I'm getting more into this JavaScript. Some people think English and Ebonics is a language, and our COBOL programmer 3B the Troll look like he must. I guess he haven't seen this this poll because we still have COBOL representing 0%. I know he's a COBOL programmer. COBOL, that is just this old dinosaur of a language. It's just I'm not gonna say it's not used, but COBOL is definitely not one of the languages that you hear about every day, like Python, C++. You don't even hear about C++ that often, but you're gonna hear about JavaScript. You're going to hear a lot about JavaScript. You're going to still hear about Python, and you might hear about some Java. So everybody want to hear about some mobile development, and we're going to get into mobile development. As I start coding, we're going to start introducing more of that stuff. So now you see stuff like that happening now. Let's get into it. No stream. All right. So I'm trying to see what else. Oh, here goes some stuff right here. This is a script I made that's going to automatically run an ADB command. This is the script to automatically run this file when you click on it. Pretty neat. So there it is. That is the creator of COBOL right there. So 3B the Troll, the all-American COBOL programmer. I would not talk about COBOL anymore, even though it's not a dead language, but it's damn near it. COBOL, Fortran, Basic, and Pascal, all those old ass 1980s languages, them things gone, man. So let's finish up with this. So I was looking at different names. I don't use all these names on my channel. Savage Coder got the highest percentage because, why? I'm still a scientist, man. What? I'm want me to just get rid of the scientist part of my name? Shit. Savage Programmer. Just like Savage Scientist Programmer. Is that my current name? I think it is. Yes, Savage Science Developer. Savage Develop. Swampland Programming. So yeah, Savage Coder represented the highest percentage on this poll here, and also have a lot of comments on it. So let's take a look at the comments. So here we go. Savage development and coding. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what that's where my name is hidden. So it's Savage Scientist. All right, so now let's go back into the next thing here. Some WWDC shit. WWDC. So this is something that I really think is real important for the people who is deciding to just look at what Apple did here, and people think Apple is like I'm gonna quote the mighty Michael Pepper here, because he was saying the other day that Apple is just this company that's only concerned about money. They're not worried about money. I would say Apple is trying to reach out to other companies so they could develop a standard. But really, just pay attention to this, and I'm gonna talk about it. Let me know if the volume is good on this. But really, you don't even need volume. I'm gonna talk over this. Who need volume? So what we're trying to say is that right. Get it on the screen. Right here, so all this stuff is so this is under the Safari section. He's talking about Safari is the world's fastest browser. That is, I definitely think that I know it's bullshit. Safari is not the fastest browser. All right, so he's talking about the security issues. I mean the implementation of things he's trying to add to Safari. So Safari is not the fastest browser. Just keep it 100. So this is something I do like. So this is just some of the features there. I mean, all this stuff here. I mean, Safari. I mean, you have. I mean, in Opera, you have built-in VPN. And Opera is a pretty damn fast browser. I'm using Opera right now for this stream. So it's always good to have a second browser. So shared tab groups. Come on here. I think I'm trying to think, but I believe Chrome been doing tab groups for a minute now. I'm not trying to hate on Apple, but let me think. Hit the comments or respond down there if you know if tabs if you could group tabs in Chrome without me trying to figure out. Let's see. New tab group. Name window. You could name the window. Task manager. All right, so apparently there must not be tab groups here. But let's see if it's in this thing. Let's see. All right, so Apple owns something. And this is what I really wanted to talk about. This thing I'm guessing that Apple is trying to make it so you have one basic passkey, encrypted passkey that you're going to use across all your online passwords. So he's trying to log into some website, could be your bank or something. So I mean, I think Apple already tried this shit with keychains, but so now you got an option to use Touch ID and all this stuff. And so what they're trying to say is they're gonna open up the Apple T-Hop in the building. They're gonna open up the Apple SDK for developers to start writing their own. Or really, you got to open this up so web developers could use this as authentication method. This, passwords will not go anywhere because they were trying to say we're going to get rid of passwords. Passwords will be here. They're here to stay. It's going to be hard to get rid of passwords. I mean, it's kind of like it's what can you get rid of? I mean, passcodes, passkeys, passwords. It's just an extra layer of security on top of what we already have. So we have multi-factor authentication, MFA. Some people, we use 3-factor authentication, 2-factor authentication, biometrics. All that stuff is considered multi-factor authentication. Biometrics is just one form of MFA, multi-factor factor authentication. Passkeys is another one. So they're trying to say that we're going to replace that with this. And I don't think it's going to happen. Got too much stuff to deal with this. So let's keep this rolling. Shark in the building. So now he is continuing to talk about, let's see, passkeys. And I'm thinking you're gonna have to get the passkey app from the let me see here. Yes. So what he's talking about now is you're gonna have to get the passkey app from the app store. And this is what he's talking about. They're gonna be working with other manufacturers. So it's almost like they're trying to create their own standard here. It's just like, when you hook up your modem, it all uses something, IEEE standards like 1394 is in an Ethernet, or it might be USB. IEEE 1394, IEEE, they have a whole bunch of standards under IEEE. And just look that up. So really, that's all I wanted to talk about as far as that security part of this topic. So I want to go into this Carplay thing now. Let's see, where is Carplay? This is yet, here goes some more. Apple. So Apple is what was this about? Oh, this is the home stuff here. They're just saying that this home thing is going to work with all these companies. So you might be wondering, why did they show all this? So let's see here. Schlage, SCHELE. Do you have you spell that? Schlage. They make home locks. They make locks for your door. And Amazon makes Ring and Amazon they don't make Ring. They are behind Ring. Actually, let me see. Is it Amazon who is doing Ring? But Amazon does have some shit. Now, I think it's Ring, Google, and Nest. And you notice you don't see. I mean, at one end they talking about they trying to work with stuff. Oh, my bad. Let me stand corrected. There go Google, big logo right there. So Google and Nest, Nanoleaf, and so this is the open standard Nanoleaf, 100 of them. So what they're trying to say is that they are working with these manufacturers to make it so you could use their implementation of some of these standards. So these open standards, this HomeKit thing where you could talk to your Apple device. And I mean, what really Apple is almost like hey, you know what? Work with our SDK so you could interact with let make it so you could use our shit as the main processor for sending commands. I have installed a lot of these products. Like I don't know who Levitron is. Let me think. Now I did do some Yale locks. The Yale is behind some of the locks you might get if you have who is those people with the Brinks systems use Yale locks. And I talked about this one. And we also have the lighting companies too, like Philips with the Hue lights. Belkin makes the routers. So let me catch up in the comments too. So that's Sharky in the building. Yep, security is crucial. So we have Bradley Larcher here. That's the issue with Apple. They're always trying to create a standard that suits them instead of implementing what already exists and what works. So I would say that is definitely true. So because it's just like this. Back in the day, we had Betamax and we had VHS. VHS actually won. The same thing happened again with DVD versus HD DVD. Blu-ray, it was Blu-ray versus HD DVD. And you had one that was better, but one was cheaper. Sony invested in Blu-ray, put that PlayStation out, made it cheap. So that's why we have Blu-ray today. And they did the same thing. Follow the history of that Sony PlayStation. They did the same shit with the PlayStation 2 because it was going to be HD DVD, HD CD. It was some shit that, and then Sony said, we're going to put a DVD player in the PlayStation that immediately killed the other competing format. So this is what they're trying to do here. But the standards are already there. And that's why I was talking about IEEE. You know, this is just another. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to combine all of the multiple stacks of these implementations into one framework that should work seamlessly. So let's see if you writing code for one of these things. So now you could just say, hey, I'm gonna write the code for Apple for Apple HomeKit, and now the only thing you have to do is just write one command, and you can make this thing universal. You know, remember back with Windows, I keep making all these damn examples, but remember Windows, whenever you had to install drivers, every time you buy something, you had to put in a damn driver. And then Windows had its own what them drivers were called. I think they were called HIDI or some type of drivers that came with Windows 3.1, and I think some in Windows 95 that made it so when you put the CD in the computer, I mean, whenever you plug in that device, hopefully either the HIDI driver is going to be detected, or they had a few drivers that were already on there. So Windows came supplied with a lot of drivers, but as new products came aboard, these drivers became, you just had a whole bunch of drivers sitting on your computer. And then Windows also had a second driver CD and operating system CD. So back to all this stuff. So these are just manufacturers of different things that make up the home experience, the Wi-Fi, Internet of Things home experience, all this crap. And that's what she's saying. So now is the security part of this that she's talking about. So she's trying to say that what Apple is doing is that they're going to have a more secure thing, because you think about it, your Ring I think some Ring devices, they had, some of these devices are easily hackable. You're shooting out passwords in plain text. So if you get a hacker together and you go and sit with a router that's pulling signals across the Wi-Fi network, you could see some of this stuff as it go across the protocol. So what they're trying to say is that when you're using this Apple system, whatever they're doing here at Apple, that it's going to be more secure. I don't know. I have to do more research on this, but this is so now you can see all the home devices that were supported by those manufacturers. So what Apple is trying to do is tell these manufacturers, develop shit for us. This is what WWDC. So that's why they're trying to get developers to start using this stuff, because Apple gonna make money off of it. And they really just, even though they putting Google name on here right now, Google, most of these devices are compatible with mostly Google system or Amazon systems with the Echo. You go in your house, Echo, turn on the lights and all that shit. So now Apple is trying to get to push the Apple ecosystem out to these devices. It might work, because look at that. Apple is tired of having to write code for this stuff. And now they're talking about the Apple car system, the whole driving experience. This is going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about before I get into M2. So Apple car. I always saw this thing where if you look, cars, you have more lines of code making your car has more lines of code than most operating systems. And if you don't believe me, look at this. This is part of a car. All this stuff look like an iPad. And you got to remember, this is not a real car. This is just a rendering of a car, because if you look at this, I'm gonna show you why I know this isn't a real car. But if you look at it, traditional car systems used to be just what controls the car. So you have stuff controlling the steering, the braking, and all that stuff. You have those hard-coded computers, and if you go back to this whole area of hacking that's called industrial control systems, it's kind of like cars also have not industrial control system, but it does have control systems to control the braking and all that stuff. So while all this bullshit here playing, let's take a look at some of these comments. So look, you see this is just the different faces that you could put on this thing. So let's take a look at this. We got Shay in the building. And also LaShawn holla at your boy. It's going to be streaming right after me on his channel. So don't forget to check his stuff out. Sharky also is doing it. So even Baby Boy said it. Yeah, you know, Chrome, I think Chrome is actually faster than Safari. But the fastest browser I used is Opera. Opera is damn fast. Safari, and you know what? Safari might be fast. I mean, you know, I know whenever we're talking about Apple here. So maybe they saying Safari is the fastest browser on your Mac. They might purposely slow down. Well, I ain't gonna say purposely. If they wrote their own shit, then I'm gonna have to do some browser tests now. So let's see. But I'm really thinking that Safari might be fastest on Mac, because I know one thing. In Linux, Firefox is the fastest. In Windows, Chrome is the fastest. Well, no. Opera is the fastest, but Opera might be faster than all of them. We don't know here. We got Ray in the building. So let's see here. We have this big comment here. So true. Apple has always seemed to make life harder for people than necessary. And you know, another thing, try to hook your goddamn Android phone up to an Apple a Mac. It is almost extremely difficult. It's not. I mean, Windows. You could plug an iPhone up into a Windows computer and you won't have any problems. I mean, nothing at all. Windows somehow got that right, and also Linux and Unix. You could take your iPhone, plug it into a Linux machine, and it's gonna pop up as an external drive. With Macintosh, I mean with the Macs, you have to download a separate app, mostly from Apple. It pissed me off, so I'm gonna leave that alone. That's gonna be part of a video too. Yep. So these companies should belong to the Matter standard. Apple is officially joined. Yeah. So HomeKit. Well, you know, I've been calling this thing HomeKit too. It's not really. I think HomeKit is some Google shit. When I talk about HomeKit, I'm just generically talking about IoT home devices. So we talking about your home. We talking about stuff like your home doorbells, pretty lights all over your house. We talking about things like security cameras, outdoor cameras, all that stuff. You know, speakers being able to play Hey Google Play music, all that stuff, Echo Dot, all those things to make these Internet of Things items work. And that's why you have to have your router, because whenever you buy your new device, you're gonna plug it into your router. Your router is probably one of the most sought after to attack things in your house, because when a hacker is out roaming the streets, we're looking for routers. When you war drive, you're looking at these SSIDs or names of people, internets. We want to get in those, because that is the doorstep to your home network. And once in, it's all over. So Baby Boy just said that, yeah, Ring, Amazon bought Ring. I thought they bought Blink Security. I'm gonna have to look at that. But yeah. If you got time to Google that, let me know and drop that in there. So Ray saying good stream. Thanks, brother. So I like that they're doing driver's license. Not in my state yet though. Digital driver's license. So yeah, I think that in Louisiana they have digital driver's license. The state of Swampland, the 53rd state, also does digital driver's license. So right here. So Sharky is saying that's 100% true. My Mac Air literally never even recognized my pixel when I plug in my pixel into it. At least with my Samsung Note 5, I could run the Samsung Smart Switch app that works with the Mac. Smart Switch actually works. And there's also I thought Google released something called I think it's called iDroid or something kind of Macish sounding that you download, and you could use that to download videos. I don't like apps. I like to be able to plug my goddamn device into my computer and look at the existing file structure. I don't need nothing taking all the files out. And that's one thing I hate about music players. Like sometimes whenever you got when you have power amp and stuff, it's gonna search the whole device and pull all the music files. Don't do that. So whenever you plug your camera into your Mac, it wants to open up iTunes and fish out all the pictures, all the videos and stuff. I don't want that. I want to look at. God damn it, I want to see the log files. I want to see the errors, because whenever you're looking for forensic data, you're gonna look at that information. And so that's why you're gonna be plugging that thing into a Linux computer to do this type of forensic investigations. So right here, I got singled. He might have to do a little probably. So I guess he probably saying that let's see what he just said. So Amazon just bought Ring, and he think they bought Blink. So I'm thinking he probably meant Brink Security and got sidelined. I don't know. He'll be able to explain that later. So now let's talk about this Carplay shit. So before I even get into this, I mean Carplay, I don't know what let's see what did they call this? It's under the ecosystem, the Apple ecosystem. So let's take a look at this. So I would love to have a dashboard like this, whatever we call this instrument cluster. I would like something like that in my new whip. But what they're trying to say is that in order for your car to look like this, GM, Chevy, Ford, whoever, Mitsubishi, they have to implement this in a car. So that's gonna probably add about $7,000 or $8,000. Now, if you're driving a Tesla got their own shit. They make their own apps. They got all this stuff already in some of their cars, especially if you're driving like the hybrid cars and all this. So Apple got a lot to do. So just imagine you bought a car. I bet you $1,631 that you buy a car with this shit in it. You hook it up to this Apple CarPlay. They just pulling this data probably from the ODB2 sensors in your car, right? That's the onboard diagnostic port that you use to and if you got into car hacking, then you'll know about that ODB2 sensor. So what I'm trying to say here is that they pulling the information from the ODB2 sensor, and what they're trying to say is that we want more information from your car. We want stuff like, besides, like look at this stuff here. You have the gas. I think that's part of the sensor. Gas temperature and all levels. That's your temperature. Normally we have 4 of these. So you also have a amp meter to measure your battery voltage. And this is the current gear. I mean, you know what this stuff means, so I don't even have to explain it. So I do like how they could change the way this stuff look. And so this is something else to think about. Let's go back. I want you to pay close attention to one of the features they about to start playing with right here. So right here, you could change the temperature. So right now you interacting with the air conditioning system, and it look like you have heated seats, all this stuff. So developers gonna have their time with. Now that we're gonna have to make it so Apple system could tap into the same controls that our onboard physical switches do. So you might have, if you have like a brand new car, Lexus and all that stuff, Cadillacs, and I think even my car, I have a Tahoe. So whenever you turn the knobs on the air condition, it'll pop up. Let me turn this fan off over here. So they're gonna have to start writing. They're gonna make it so you could actually go into the air conditioning system and change the the review suite, Jason in the building. So you could now go into the system. I mean, go into what they created and change and use a freaking third-party app. So that means we got to have security going on. Because just imagine now you have all this stuff open. You have the air conditioning system open. You have the security system open. And you have the actual driving diagnostic system open. You probably actually have the whole damn car is now open to this SDK, software development kit. So now that Apple had access to all this, they're going to have to secure this. And I think Apple is going to do a damn good job with doing this. But, on the other side, the manufacturers also have to make sure this is available. Because let's keep in mind here, we writing this stuff for 2 different systems. And let me pull the board out here. We have 2 systems we're writing for. So we have the system in the car, and we also have Apple system. And we all want to control the radio. I don't know if you can see that, but this is what I drew right here. So this could be any system in your car. We have Apple system here, and this is the manufacturer system. So if it's vulnerable here, that means it's going to expose the vulnerabilities on both ends. So that's one of the problems that you're going to see when you're writing software for this. And yep, so I might have to get me some thicker markers here, and I'll bring this a little closer. I'm really gonna start doing 2 cameras. Have 1 camera for my whiteboard, so I don't have to move this one, because I'm gonna start using my other camera to film these live streams with. So let's get back to this Apple in the car thing here. So they making it so you have all this, and now so this is the stuff that's coming from the phone, and you could take phone calls. And this is the part I really like. Oh, you want me to tell you how I knew this was a rendering? I'm gonna show that to you too. So I think some cars might have this, but I really like how when you're driving, the map is on the screen. I would pay extra for that type of control cluster. This is some next level stuff right here. You driving and you seeing that kind of thing. So on some videos, this is how you know that this thing was a rendering. I mean, just by looking at it, is an image. But sometimes they have the steering wheel and sometimes they don't. Right now, so you might could see it. So this is just what they assume the car would look like. I mean, that kind of looked like I saw some type. I mean, I actually saw some long rearview mirror strips that actually look just like that. So this is, I guess, is the radio. So gone are the days where you're gonna be able to just go online, go buy a brand new stereo, go buy your Alpine and all that stuff. When you have shit like this, if you switch out the radio, you're screwed. The radio probably don't have. This is probably a garbage radio, but when you have this type of system in your car, screw it. This is where you're gonna hook up your own speakers and tie your speakers, Bluetooth your speakers into your car. So you're not gonna have to run all kind of wires all through your car. Because right now I have a damn sound bar over there in the corner. I'm gonna hook that sound bar up in my car. So this is kind of what the car is probably really gonna look like. So if you go get the $50,000 option, this is probably more real, closest to what it's gonna look like. And that kind of looked like Tesla a little bit with that big long screen. Yeah, so this is what your car gonna look like in the future. Hey, but it's up to manufacturers. So who gonna support this? I can tell you who won't support it. I bet you $1 that I do not think any company that do not like the United States of America would not do it. So you probably won't see this in the cars, like probably won't see it in here we go right here. So let's see who not on the list. You notice you don't see BMW. I mean, but we all across the board here. So pretend like I didn't make that statement, because we have a little bit of everybody. We have American, Japanese, German. I don't know who the hell Land Rover who make. I think this is Toyota. But you notice these are all luxury cars. You won't see this in the little $13,000 Kia. I don't even know who Polestar is either. Look at this Infinity. I don't even know what this Diamond is either. But you also don't see those exotic Bugattis and McLarens and all that shit. You don't see that stuff here. So these are the cars that you want to drive slow. I don't even see Cadillac up here. I don't see nothing from GM up here. Oh, but you know what? You don't see Tesla either. Well, and I did say that, Tesla, and I drive GM, and they almost working on their own systems similar to this. But so if you competing with these cars and you see this stuff out here, we got to see over in the building also. So if you competing with some of the manufacturers who are using this system by Apple, then yeah, they might not implement it. They might say like GM. If GM is competing with Ford, the competitors, GM got a good system working. So yeah, no Chrysler. We have Toyota, Sharky. That's what I think. Land Rover. Now Land Cruiser, huh? You right. Land Cruiser is Toyota. Who the hell make Land Rover? Is Land Rover its own brand? So it look like you have to go almost to the top to where it becomes it's not kind of like you got GM, and then under GM you have all those brands. So the same thing with the people who own Chrysler. Chrysler used to be owned by Daimler. So Chrysler and who else there was? Chrysler and Mercedes was under the same umbrella. So if that was, but now it's different now. I don't know who owned them. But I think Daimler and Chrysler. They broke up. Chrysler is now owned by somebody else. So if that was still the case, you would see Mercedes and Chrysler, but you'd probably be like, nah, we ain't gonna put that in no cheap ass Chrysler. We're gonna keep that for the Mercedes Benz, the Maybachs, and all that. So that's it for this part of it. So Land Rover is English. All right. I learned something new. So I don't own a Land Rover. I think there's some nice, beautiful trucks. So get my old lady a Land Rover. Get her a Bonneville. She need a Bonneville Land Rover. Just take the Land Rover emblem and put Bonneville on it, because I like Bonnevilles. And so that's another car I wish that they didn't get rid of. I just like long gangsta-fied cars. An old 81 Bonneville. I tell you that's a perfect car. So this is going to be interesting in the future here. These are all luxury brands, and this is what it's slated to look like. And now they're going to talk about some stuff that iOS is going to do. Like this spatial audio. I mean, I'm not going to even get into this because I don't have time, but I covered what I wanted to talk about here. in this stream. And yeah, the TV is still in the bag over there. But you know what? When you're a savage, you have two TVs. See that? I got another one. Sony. Gangsta TV. And I got another one over there. Sony. OLED. Gangsta ass TV. And I also have, you know, this TV was given to me by a customer when I was redoing some what was that redoing shit. I was redoing I was putting a new mount up. I was mounting, so they went and got a 75-inch TV. I switched out the mount, and he was like, "Hey, I got a 75-inch TV. I don't know what to do with it. Do y'all recycle it?" And I'm like, I looked at the thing. I rented a little small car. I didn't have the Tahoe at that time, so I had rented a car to get just so I could make sure I could bring this thing home. Cause right before this, I had a 65-inch OLED, LG OLED TV that was in the same situation. I tried to bring that damn TV home in a little small car I rented because I didn't have my car at that time. So I had a 65-inch OLED and smashed it and messed it all up, smashed the damn TV, trying to bring it home. So I'm about to end this stream and John LaShawn holler at your boy. So y'all go and the 5 of y'all that's remaining, go to his channel. And also, you know, we have Easy Computer Solutions streaming. We have a lot of people streaming. Kimmy the Gadget Goddess. Who else? Monday, Tech for Your Needs and Wine Bagnell, all types of people doing streams throughout the time. And you just have a large community of creators here that's doing shit on YouTube. Like Barry Johnson, Bionic Scoop, and some of my own people right here. You know, like I have programmers like I have people into the other side of tech. Like if you go and check out Keeping It Techie, Professor Black Op, who does shit with a lot of these government contractors, and he deals with requirements for network systems. And we have the Women of Linux. They probably gonna be streaming tomorrow. We also have shit. You know, just take a look at the list of streamers in my channels list, and you'll see all types of shit. So this is the Savage Scientist Ed, Governor of the state of Swampland. Left-handed salute. Let me hold that until we end this broadcast. Peace out.